Hi there, my name is Brittany from the Customer Success Enablement team here at Veem. Today I want to give you a total rundown of Veem, walk you through signing up for a business account, and then all of the amazing features that Veem has to offer and how we can streamline your process for your accounts payable and receivables. All right, so let's get started. Once you head to veem.com, all you're going to want to do here is click sign up. From there, you're going to be greeted with a couple of options when it comes to actually creating an account. We have our single sign-on options here, so you can do those with either Google or Intuit, which is QuickBooks, or of course you have your vanilla login option here, which is a email and password. So that's what I'm going to do today. So you're going to want to type in your email address. And then click sign up with Veem. From there, you're going to be asked to create a password. You will notice here that the password requirements are given to you, and they do highlight green as you meet them. Once you've created your password, generally speaking, you're going to be asked just to confirm that you are an actual human being. So you can go ahead and click that you are not a robot and click create password. Now you're going to see here that you're going to be asked for an activation code. You do need to activate your Veem account before you're able to fully use it. So you can activate it at this point with the 5-digit code that is sent to your email. Or if you're not ready to activate it quite yet, you can always just click here to minimize this. And activate it later. I do recommend activating it at this point though, because it just will make your life easier and the process smoother in the long run. Now, you're going to be asked if you'd like to secure your account with two-factor authentication. For the time being, I'm not going to, just for the sake of this video and its length. However, as always, we highly recommend that you do this. Having this additional layer of security is going to be incredibly beneficial for you, seeing as you are holding secure information within your Veem account. So I would recommend here that you set up your 2FA. Now, we're going to look for your information. There isn't going to be any yet because you haven't set up an account. So from here, we're going to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, whether you're an individual, a business, if you're an accountant from an accounting firm. We're going to go ahead and click business. Now, from here, we do want to know which country you do reside in, your business resides in, and then what kind of business this is. We're going to ask for your legal first and last name, as well as a phone number. And then we're going to need your business address. And then, as always, we do ask for your business tax ID number, which is your EIN. And then we need to know a little bit more about you. So in order to do our proper KYC, which is know your customer, it is important that we do know a little bit about your business. So having your industry and sub-industry is very important and very helpful for our verification team when they are doing this process. So you will notice here that there are drop downs that you can select from, and just you pick the thing that is closest. And then the last thing that we ask for on this page is just some information that we do require in order for us to stay compliant with our regulators. So when it comes to owning your business, do you own 100% of this business or not? If you do own 100%, you can just go ahead and click yes and then move on. If the answer is no, we just need to know, does any individual own 25% or more of this business? If the answer is yes, click that. If it's no, click no. You can also add this information at a later date within your Veem account. Have you been asked to pay or get paid on Veem? Basically, we just want to know if anybody referred you to the platform. If the answer is yes, you can go ahead and type in their email address here. If not, just go ahead and click no. And then we're going to show you a little bit about our premium plan. So Veem has two plans. We have our basic free plan as well as our premium plan, which in the US is $19.99 a month. This is going to give you a quick overview of those plan breakdowns and what is offered on the basic and the premium. And from here, you can continue on to your 30-day free trial with the premium, or if you so choose, you can go to basic. Now, how do you want to get started? So if you are already here and you're ready to send a payment, you can go ahead and click through this flow, add your funding method, and just send a payment right from here. Same goes for receiving a payment if you're here to receive, or if you're here to request a payment, you can do that as well. If you're not quite ready to do all of that yet, that is totally fine. You can just click here that says, take me to my dashboard. Now, once you're on your dashboard, this is where you're able to see Veem in its whole and everything that it can do. So you can see here that I have some actions that I need to complete because I didn't do them during the onboarding process. So I can click into these or I can minimize them. And then over here, we have our settings section. So in our settings section is where we can add our funding method for sending and receiving once we are ready to do that. So because I didn't add a funding method during the onboarding process, that is something that I will need to add if I want to go ahead and send or receive a payment. So if I'm ready to do that, I'm going to click over here to send payment. You'll see here my ways to pay currently are my Veem wallet, which is empty. So I want to add a different way to pay. Let's say that's a bank account. When it comes to adding a bank account, I have two options. I can add my bank information manually, which is what I'm going to do for this video, but I also have the option to add my banking information with Plaid. Plaid is a tool that we use. It integrates right into your online banking portal and will pull over the bank information so that you don't have to. So basically you click continue, you select your bank, enter your online banking credentials, and it will pull the information back over to Veem. This is really beneficial because it completely eliminates user error. I'm going to enter it in manually. So in the US, there are a few things that we need for banking information. Obviously, we need to know your bank country. Generally speaking, this will be in the US, but if you do have a bank in another country, that's okay as well. We need your bank name. Bank currency is going to default to USD because in the US, that's your only option. We are going to need your 8-digit bank account number. And then we are also going to need your routing number. Go ahead and click on continue, and then you can see your bank is set here. And then I also have the option to add a debit and a credit card for sending as well if I see fit. Okay, now once I have my funding method set up, technically I'm ready to send and receive payments. However, there may be some features I want to explore before I do this. If you head over to your settings section right here, you're going to notice that you've got a bunch of different subcategories here that you can look at. So before I get going, I may want to do something like add additional users to my account. This is incredibly beneficial if you work on a team and you're not the only one who's actually sending or receiving those payments. You can add additional users here with whatever permissions you see fit for their role. Once those users are added, you can go ahead and create an actual approval structure for your payments with the users you've just created. So I can do department-based approvals, or I can do a limit-based approval system. So payments within a certain range can be approved by specific people, and you can set those parameters here. Now, you're also going to notice that there's an integration section here. Veem integrates with a couple of different accounting softwares, QuickBooks Online and Xero being the main two, and then we also have an API integration with NetSuite. The process for actually setting this up is very, very straightforward. You just need to go here, click connect with QuickBooks. You're going to enter in your QuickBooks credentials, confirm that you want to send the information back and forth, and then you'll be connected. You will notice here that when it comes to Xero, you do have to have two-factor authentication set up on your Veem account in order to be able to integrate your Veem account with your Xero account. So if you are using Xero and you do want to connect the two, which I highly recommend to streamline your process, go ahead and make sure that you set up two-factor authentication first. Now that we have our accounting software integrated, you will notice that over on your left-hand navigation bar here, you can now see the accounting softwares here. So this account just happens to have both QuickBooks and Xero integrated, so we're seeing both. Generally speaking, accounts only are integrating with one, so you would see either or, but you would be able to see it here. Another quick note, once you integrate with an accounting software, the next time you log in and every subsequent time that you log in, you're going to be brought to your accounting software dashboard rather than your main dashboard. All right, so now that we have that covered, let's investigate a little bit what it looks like to be integrated with QuickBooks and Xero. So when I log in after integrating, I'm going to be brought to this page. From here, I'm able to see all of my bills and all of my invoices that I have pulling over from my QuickBooks account. When it comes to bills, I will see either one of two things under status. It'll say ready if all of the information that Veem needs has pulled over from QuickBooks, or it's going to say update, which just means that there's a little bit of information that we are missing that needs to be added. So in this case, we need to update because we're missing a purpose of payment. We would just click the update button here. All of the information that is pulling over from QuickBooks is showing here. I can choose my available ways to send a payment here. It's always going to default to what you have set as your default in your funding section, but you can always change it to meet your needs for this particular payment. We can see the amount in our currency, the date it's due, scheduled date, all of that good stuff. I also have the ability to split this. So if I'm not ready to pay the full amount right now, I can either pay a percentage or a dollar amount on that, and then the rest will be due at a later time. So for this one, my purpose of payment was missing. So I need to put that in. It is required for all Veem payments to have a purpose of payment and a purpose of payment description. So I'm going to pop those in there. If everything else looks good, I would just go ahead and click send on that payment. Now, the other option is it's just going to come in as ready. That basically means you're just good to go. Everything that is pulling over from QuickBooks is everything that Veem needs. So I have two options here. I can go ahead and just pay it, or if I want to review, it's going to take me back to that same page we were just on. I can review the information and then go ahead and send the payment. Now, I also have my invoices here as well. So my invoices that are in my QuickBooks account are also going to pull over to Veem. We can see here that I have one that is ready to go. So again, because this is ready to go, I can either go ahead and just send off that invoice, or again, I can click review. It's going to look very similar here. I'm going to pop in a purpose of payment. And then if all of this looks good, so my amount, who it's going to, I can go ahead and click send, and it's going to send my invoice off. Now, the process for both QuickBooks and Xero are very, very similar. So if I click over to Xero here, you can see my bills are pulling over. Very, very similar. So all of those bills are pulling over. These ones are all pulling over, missing some information, so I would need to update them. But you can see when I click the update page, my review and pay page is pretty much identical to the one for QuickBooks. So we've run through how to send off your bills and your invoices through your accounting software. But what if you don't want to do that, or if you're not using accounting software? Veem has the ability to obviously send payments manually on a case-by-case or in a bulk upload. So I'm going to walk you quickly through how that works. When you're in your Veem account on your main dashboard, you're going to see these kind of quick action buttons here. So if I click send payment, it's going to take me right to the send payment flow. You can also get there from clicking send payment here as well. And then you will also see here, because you are integrated with an accounting software, you can either send that payment and not have it pushed to your accounting software, or you can go ahead and create a bill and it will push over to your accounting software. So you've got a couple of options here. So we're going to go ahead and click send payment. I'm just going to send a regular payment that's not going to get pushed back over to my accounting software. So what I'm going to need to do here is I'm going to need to find my recipient. If the person I am sending the payment to is already part of Veem's network, I can go ahead and type in their email here and it will pull them up and I'll be able to select them from the results down here. Now, if they're not, and I know they're not, I can go ahead and create a new contact. So I'm going to add a contact. At the bare minimum, Veem needs 2 pieces of information to be able to start the payment process. We need your recipient's email and we need the country that they're located in. So I'm going to type in quick email here. We'll say that this is a domestic payment. So I am in the United States. I'm going to go ahead and add this new contact. Now, this is going to bring me right to my delivery method. Because this is a new recipient who I've never sent a payment to, I have a couple of options. Now, the first option is that to send them an email and have them create the account on their own. This is what Veem means when we say send a payment with just an email. Pop in their email, pop in their country, and then we'll do the rest of the work for you by sending them an email and guiding them through creating their own account. Now, if you already have your recipient's banking and business or individual details, you can go ahead and click this second option. This is what we call a pay direct payment. And basically what it means is that you are filling in the information for your recipient, and no action will be required on their end as long as everything runs smoothly and all of the information looks good to our verification team. So what you would do here is you would pop in, let's say that they are an individual, you're going to pop in their phone number, we need their name, we need their address, and then we need their banking details. So same as when you are entering your own details, we need their bank name, bank currency. You're only going to have USD to choose from. We need that 8-digit bank account number. And then we are also going to need their routing number. Once you've filled that in, you're going to click continue, and then you're going to be brought to the details page of your payment. And again, this payment will be sent to your recipient with no action required on their end because you've already provided us with all the information we need. So again, my available ways to send the payment are here. Because this is a domestic transfer, I have the option to do a basic 3-day bank transfer, or if I'd like to expedite that for a fee, I can. I'm going to pop in the amount that I want to pay. If I want to schedule this as recurring, I have the option to here. So if this is a payment I am sending on a regular basis, that's the same amount. I can create it this way and kind of set it and forget it, and Veem will do the work again. I can schedule it again. Purpose of payment and purpose of payment description are always required. If I'm always paying the person for the same reason, I'll keep this checked, and the next time I don't have to fill it out. Once we click next, everything on additional info, is optional. So I can review the information that I've entered so far. If I have an internal invoice number, I can add it here. If I'd like to CC another person or two to get correspondence on this email, I can do that as well. I can upload a digital invoice if I want to, and then also if I want to write a note, I can do that. I'm going to click on review. Make sure the information on this page looks good. And then in this case, there's an approval structure set up. So I'm going to submit it for approval. If there is no approval structure set up, or I am part of that structure, I suppose, I would go ahead and just submit this. Now, this is a really good time for us to talk about Veem's real-time payment tracker. So every time you send a payment with Veem, you get a tracker that's going to tell you from beginning to end what is happening with your payment. So you can see, for example, this one's pending approval, which makes sense because I just submitted it and it needs to be approved. If I go over here to my transaction section, I'm able to see all of my payments and all of my invoices, and then kind of which status that they are currently in. If I'm looking to track something in real time, I can just go over here to where it says view details. I can see the current status that it is in. And then if I click down here, I'm able to see the entire journey of the payment from beginning to end. The beauty of this tracker is it's available for both the sender, so yourself, and the receiver. So your recipient, if they are signing up for a Veem account, will have access to this as well. So there's never any doubt of what's happening with their payment. They can see it in real time here. Now, the process I just showed you is great if you are sending payments on a case-by-case basis, so just kind of one at a time. We do know that there are some people, some clients who have many people that they need to pay at one time. So we have an option for you guys as well, and we call that mass pay. Just on my left-hand side here, if I go over here to my mass pay section, I have the ability to upload a file with all of my payment information, and Veem will take care of kind of creating and processing those bulk payments for you. So this can be for 5 payments, it can be for thousands of payments. Really, it is whatever meets your needs. So you will see here that we have a template file that you can download that we suggest that you work off of. It is a CSV file. We have some tips here on how to avoid delays and make sure that your mass pay file comes through successfully. So some information that we need. We also have a phenomenal help article to kind of walk you through this as well. As we know, the first time you create this mass pay file, you may have questions. You're going to want to put in your processing date here. If you want it processed the same day, you can absolutely do that. You just want to get it in before 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that day. If you do that, we will be able to process it same day for you. You can also schedule it for a later date. So if you're kind of doing all of your admin work today, but you don't actually want it processed for 3 or 4 days, you would just select a different date here. Now, you can either drag and drop or browse files to upload it from your computer. So you're just going to attach the file here. It's going to give you a check mark if it looks good or if it's the right file type. And then all you want to do is click upload. That file will be uploaded and sent to Veem, where we will do the processing for you. And you'll get a notification, like you can see here, that it has been uploaded successfully and the approximate completion date here. Now, once it has completed, you do have an archive section over here. I don't have anything in mind, but you can check your old archived mass pays here as well. So you're able to keep track. This is, like I said, a great option for people who are paying many people at once. It's going to save you a ton of time so you don't have to manually create those payments one by one over and over and over again. Okay, so we've covered the account payable part of the Veem platform. So let's take a quick look at account receivables. Veem is also a great solution if you are looking to get paid. We have multiple options for you that are available for this. So let's start with requesting a payment or creating an invoice. So again, when we're on our dashboard, we're going to see 2 options here: request payment and invoice. While these have the same end function of you getting paid, they are slightly different. So let's take a quick look at both of them. If I click on request payment, you will notice that it looks really, really similar to the send payment flow. So again, if I know the person that I am requesting a payment from is already on Veem, I can go ahead, or in my network, I should say, I can go ahead and search and find my recipient here. From here, again, I can search my available ways to get paid. So in my settings section under get paid, I can have multiple options there. So I can either get paid to my bank. If I want, I can get paid to my Veem wallet, or if I want to get paid instantly to my debit card, I can do that as well. I want to enter the amount that I'm looking to get paid. Again, I can schedule a date for this invoice. So if, again, I'm doing all my admin work today, but I don't want this to go out until Friday, I can schedule it. I can put my due date here, or I can schedule it as recurring. I do have some options here in terms of covering fees for my payer as well. So I can cover my payer's card fees if they choose to pay with their debit or credit card. And if I want this expedited, so to receive it in a day instead of 2 to 3, I can go ahead and click that, and I'll just pay the fee to have that expedited. My estimated receiving amount is down here. I know where I'm receiving it to, and then I click next. Again, everything on the additional information page is optional, so I can review what I've done so far. I can add an invoice number. I can add any notes, drag and drop an invoice if I have one, and again, I can CC others. Here, I can also choose to set reminders. These are checked by default on your premium plan, but if I want to remove them, I can. But I can send a reminder 3 days before my invoice is due to be paid, and then again a day after if it hasn't been paid by its due date. Once I click review, I take one last look at this page, make sure everything looks good, and then I can go ahead and send my request. And as always, I'm able to track the process in my real-time tracker. So that's what the request payment flow looks like. We also here have the ability to create an invoice. Now, the starting point for this looks exactly the same as my payment request. I'm going to pop in my recipient here, select them from my network because this is somebody who I've interacted with before. My available ways to pay are going to be the same, and then you're going to notice down here some differences from the request payment. So I've got my currency here. Both of these accounts are in the US, so I have USD here, but if one of them was abroad or Canadian account, I could change and request the payment in either currency. I can pop in my invoice number here. Again, do my scheduling or set it as recurring. I can pay my fees. I do not have the option to expedite this time. If there are some parameters that are not met with a invoice or a payment that don't allow for this, it will gray out. And then down here is where I can build my customizable branded invoice. So I can pop in a description here. I'm going to put in my quantity and my rate, and then I can do this as for as many line items as I possibly need. I can also put in a discount that can be percentage or fixed or like a flat fee. I can pop in my tax, and then if there is shipping, I can put that in as well. We will calculate all of that for you, and your total will be down here at the bottom. So my estimated receiving amount is here. I can see where I'm receiving this payment to, and then I'm going to click on next. Now, again, additional info page is all optional. So again, I can add a note. If there are any terms and conditions for this invoice, I can pop them in here. So anything like payment timelines, late fees, anything like that, you could put it in here. Again, I can CC, and then again, I have my reminders. Now, once I click review, you're going to notice that there is an actual invoice file here. If I click on that invoice file, I am able to see an actual invoice that I can download to my computer and save for my records. This invoice will be available for my records. It's also available for my payer's records as well. And then all I have to do is go ahead and send that invoice, and it's as easy as that. Now, the last option that we have for getting paid is something called a pay link. So you can see that right here where it says share my link, but you can also see it on your dashboard right here under pay link. So we call it the Veem pay link. If I click here, I can see here that I can get paid quickly in just a couple of steps. So all I want to do is copy my pay link, share my pay link. This can be done via text or email, and then I can go ahead and get paid. So what is going to happen is this link is going to be sent to whoever I need to get paid by, sorry. They click on that link, they go ahead and input how much they're going to pay me. They are going to put in where they're from, and then they can go ahead and either pay me as a guest which means they don't have to create a Veem account, or if they want to benefit from all of the amazing features that Veem has to offer, they can go ahead and create an account. The choice is theirs. We've talked about many great features that Veem has available for your AP and your AR process, but there's one more that I want to cover before we finish today, and that's the Veem wallet. The Veem wallet gives you and your clients the ability to send and receive funds in USD instantly. All you have to do is click over here to be able to access your wallet, where you can see your total, your available, and your pending balances. You can look down here and see your total Veem wallet transaction history. So that's things from sending payments to withdrawing from your bank account or topping up your wallet. You can add funds to your Veem wallet here from your debit card, totally free of charge. This is a really, really great feature for holding funds internationally. You can hold those funds and then withdraw them when the FX rate is favorable to you. International clients can use those funds to send free USD payments, or they can just go ahead and withdraw to their bank account. Another really great feature about this for our US clients is that it is connected directly to your Veem virtual card. The virtual card is a business Visa card that can be used online. It is directly connected with your wallet, so you just add your walleted funds to your card once you've requested it. In any amount that you need, and then you can go ahead and use this for all of your business payments online. So anywhere from office supplies to paying for ads and marketing, things like that. So this is a really great feature that we are super proud of, and we hope that you like it too. Well, that completes our demo for today. I hope this was beneficial. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.